one another, I think we'll understand each other a little bit more and we'll respect each other.
Listen, it's not truly MLK Day in the NBA without action. In the birthplace of King, Atlanta hosting Toronto. Midway through the fourth, Raptors building a big lead off Norman Powell. He was just lights out from long distance. He had 27 points off the bench, 17 in the fourth, over 2 to go. Hawks trailing 14. Cam Reddish shrinks the lead a little bit, under 2 minutes left. Trae Young throws up a 3. What? Okay, a little intrigue. Hawks down by just 8. Minute 30 left. Young drives to the basket, makes the easy layup. Powell tries to inbound the ball to Patrick McCaw, but look at Young, picks his pocket, puts up a floater, and it's swatted away by Powell. And then Powell is called for goaltending, so Young would get the basket. So now the Raptors lead is only 3. I mean, look at the fans. They're on the edge of their seat. Hawks trailing by 4 with 40 seconds left. Young hits John Collins, who's streaking towards the rim. That's a layup. Hawks down by 2, ensuing possession. Pascal Siakam to a wide open Fred VanVleet. Shoots. Hits the back of the rim. Collins called for a foul, though. He was called for stepping on VanVleet's landing area. VanVleet would have 8 points in the final 63 seconds, and the Raptors would close out what was a crazy fourth and end up winning 122-117. We have in-progress action happening as well right now. Rockets and Thunder. Chris Paul returning to Houston. Check this play out. Off the inbound, Paul comes up with it. He's like, I could drive or I could just hit this in your face. And he does. And then he has a little fun with his former teammate, PJ Tucker. Yeah, let's go. More from Paul. Got the handles. Over Clint Capella, that's a mismatch. Doesn't matter. 27 in the first half for Paul. Tied for second most in a half this season. Had 28 against the Bulls. And then James Harden here drills the step-back 3. So we've got a good one brewing. 60-73 Rockets on top right now in the second half.
More from the association. Got to admit, when Zion Williamson recently revealed on his teammate JJ Redick's podcast that he actually wanted to return to Duke instead of becoming a millionaire probably 100 times over with the big Nike shoe deal, I liked him more than I already did. And I love the guy, mostly because I don't think he said any of this for effect. He was totally being genuine. He was supposed to be the next star in the NBA's constellation of them way back when his debut was supposed to be October 22nd against the Raptors. But instead, we got to wait until January 22nd against the Spurs. That's this Wednesday, regular season debut here on ESPN. And before he finally lifts off, Zion, in his own words, on the journey.
People beg to go hang out with their friends. Me, I'd go wake my stepdad up at 5:30 in the morning because I just love playing with the basketball. I said, oh, I can have this for a job. My stepfather explained that's a very exclusive job to get. I told myself, if I work hard, I can do it. I got letters from 40+ schools. I was thinking, man, I'm gonna really have to pick one school. I will be joining the Brotherhood of Duke University. I want to make my presence known to the world.
Oh, tripped away by Williamson. And here comes the big man.
It's poetry in motion. It felt like I was floating forever. This place went crazy.
And the Duke Blue Devils are champions of the ACC basketball tournament for 2019.
I will pursue my next dream and declare for the 2019 NBA draft.
He is a completely different phenomenon. The face of basketball right now.
This is the life that I wanted ever since I was 4 years old. I'm loving it.
The #1 pick goes to the New Orleans Pelicans.
Zion Williamson here, and I just landed in New York. I'm very excited to be here, and I can't wait for Thursday night.
I can tell you what it feels like. I got a feeling this is unforgettable.
With the first pick, the New Orleans Pelicans select Zion Williamson.
I dreamed about this since I was 4, and for it to actually happen.
My dream came true.
One of the most highly anticipated debuts.
Just try to get the win and just have fun. I work hard for this, and I'm gonna show I belong out here. Let's dance.
You know what they gave me, see? No, I never let them down when it's all on me. You know why?
I don't really think it's pressure playing the game I love.
Zion stays down for the hammer. Breaking news, just 4 days before Zion's NBA career was scheduled to start, Zion will miss a period of weeks because of a right knee injury.
It was just after the San Antonio game, felt some soreness, and when it got checked out, it hurt at first, but I'm not out forever.
Zion Williamson participated in his first full practice with the Pelicans.
Being back out there on the court was a great experience. I'm glad I was back out there.
Our anticipation is he'll play his first game on the 22nd at home against San Antonio.
Come back stronger, come back better, so I can help my team. I'm ready. Yeah, let me go.
Well, we'll see if it's worth the wait. I have a feeling it probably will be. Tim Legler is back with us tonight. Bottom line, the impact you think Zion can have starting Wednesday night when he makes his regular season NBA debut here on ESPN.
We haven't seen anything quite like this. We've seen a lot of explosive athletes come into the league, and Zion obviously falls into that category, but I think it's the combination of the explosive athletic ability with the body control and the finesse with his finishes around the rim, because he's a lot more than just a guy that has to go over you. He can go around you. He can shoot a ball with touch with either hand on finishes, and for me, that's why I think he's going to have immediate success, Zubin, at the NBA level and an immediate impact. Now, is he going to be the generational talent and a guy that can lead a franchise to a championship? That remains to be seen. He's a young player just getting his feet wet in this league, but as a physical force to combine that level of finesse with that level of raw power, we haven't really seen anything like this. And this is just great for the league to get him back. He's one of the most entertaining players in the league. I think the night he steps on the floor, missing KD, missing Steph Curry, other Klay Thompson, other guys that you want to see every night as a fan, as an analyst. Now you're going to get one of those guys back, so I'm really excited to be able to cover him on Wednesday night.
It's a great point. I also want to mention they got San Antonio, Denver, and Boston 1, 2, 3 out of the gate all at home. So for a young player with the mounting amount of pressure to be able to do it in front of the home crowd could be great. Tim, thank you very much. So we are moving towards that huge date. Zion's debut, Spurs-Pelicans, Wednesday, 9:30 on ESPN. And then right after the game, SportsCenter with Scott Van Pelt. We'll have full post-game coverage and get SVP's opinion on the debut of the generational Zion Williams.
Zubin, the 49ers have put Miami on their back, or rather the backs of their backs. They've run the ball on nearly 75% of plays during the playoffs, the highest since the 1985 Patriots, led by Craig James at running back. Of course, Kyle Shanahan has been here before with a really good rushing attack in another Super Bowl. Didn't go well that time. He's learned, though.
Not much at all anymore, to tell you the truth. I mean, you do it every second. I mean, the days after were real tough. But I don't think losing a Super Bowl is extremely tough for everybody, especially when you lose when you have a 28-3 lead going into the fourth. But the way it came down on me personally, I didn't react to that, I think, the way people would expect, because, there's definitely parts in that Super Bowl that I would love to have back and stuff I was very hard on myself. But, the whole narrative of if I just would have ran it, we would have won. I know that wasn't the case. I know it went into that game and all the stuff that happened. So that stuff didn't bother me. I mean, you got to deal with that and listen to other people. And But it was nice to be able to move on and move out here and just keep working. And I'm glad to get the chance to go back.
As if 28-3 wasn't an indicator, what Kyle Shanahan was talking about there, of course, was the fact he was the offensive coordinator for a Falcons team that was up 28-3. They were rushing the ball 43% of the time until they went up 28-3, and then they went to 4.
I'm not really sure if people who love the Atlanta Falcons have quite gotten over this in the way that Kyle Shanahan seems to. What do you think?
28-3 is all you have to say, and it will get anyone in Atlanta fired up. So let's talk about this game, though, because, listen, he's the head coach now. Things are different. He's learned. In the past 6 quarters of football, Jimmy G, Ryan Clark, has only made 14 pass attempts. They can do that in the Super Bowl, and that's okay?
You can do that in the Super Bowl if you're winning. Okay. But Patrick Mahomes doesn't allow teams to relax and do what they're used to doing. When you look at Patrick Mahomes last week against the Tennessee Titans came out with the same plan. And then when he started pushing the ball down the field to Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, they had to get away from that because you start to feel like you have to score. And so Jimmy G is going to have to make some throws. I'm not saying it'll have to be like he was in New Orleans when they played the Saints and Drew Brees put up 45, but he will have to find ways to match some of the big plays of Patrick Mahomes.
Here's some good news, because it looked like when you're watching that game, Tevin Coleman suffered a pretty serious injury. It was a separated shoulder. They're actually expecting that he will be able to make a return and play in the Super Bowl. It is, of course, 2 weeks from now. But you're talking about a Chiefs defense that held the NFL rushing leader to 69 yards. Okay, so we already know that they are going to run are the Niners. If you're the Chiefs, how do you stop them again?
You have to sell out the same way you sold out last week, especially in the later parts of the game. You saw 8 men in the box. There was a 3rd and 1 where Steve Spagnuolo put goal line personnel on the field and dared the Tennessee Titans to throw the football. I think you have to do the same thing with the San Francisco 49ers. It's a different type of run game, but like you said, in the last 6 quarters, they've thrown the ball 14 times. And so we watch Mostert just churn away yards against the Green Bay Packers. He actually took their will. The Kansas City Chiefs can't allow that to happen. So you're going to have to free up Ward on the outside, Breeland. Let them go man-to-man and force Kyle Shanahan to make some of the decisions he made when he was up 28-3 against the New England Patriots a little while ago in the Super Bowl. Make him throw the ball, get the pressure on the quarterback, make Jimmy G the focal point of the offense, not Mostert in this run game.
And in terms of explosive plays, Jimmy G has shown he can make them.
Yes.
He's got the 4th most explosive plays. That's what we consider anything 20-plus yards, although a lot of that is yards after the catch because his guys are some monsters once they get the ball.
Absolutely. Listen, you're trying to tackle George Kittle, it's going to be a problem.
Good luck. Or Debo. Ryan Clark, thanks for joining us and Deboing the show. See what I did there? Is this me? Okay. Today on ESPN Daily, we've got the Super Bowl set. The Niners, Chiefs head to Miami. The Niners won on the ground and the Chiefs dominated through the air. Can both teams keep it up? That's ESPN Daily with host Mina Kimes. You can subscribe right now wherever you get your podcast.
Elle, I know we have a lot of young people watching that may not know the name Curt Flood. Stay tuned. An unprecedented movement that changed sports forever. He was behind it. Free agency for all. Changing sports forever. An appreciation test.